Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 34 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel, as it is the New Beginning tour. We have the New Beginning in USA shows, and then the New Beginning in Sapporo and Osaka shows. As for the this episode, rather, just not even just for all these tour, or as far as all the New Beginning main shows, but just this entire episode as a whole, we'll not be having any graphics again, as you could tell, this video is going to get delayed, but it really is going to get delayed now, as had a lot of things going on as far as having some medical issues right now. Since like Saturday night, the left side of my chest, like under my arm and like my side, and even my left arm and my upper back have all been in some excruciating pain. Went to an urgent care. They couldn't figure it out. Finally got, my doctor. I'm able to finally see him tomorrow. So we'll hopefully be able to get the... It's just hard to sleep. Like, nothing's, like, working. Like, Tylenol doesn't work. Tylenol PM doesn't work. As far as ibuprofen, nothing over the counter has been able to take away the pain. So hopefully they figure out what's wrong. Because it's been quite the burden. It is very... it's been tough. But hopefully, as far as we get that figured out, but that's for another day. We have the New Beginning tour to book as the USA show. It is looking like this, as of course a lot of our kind of matches we kind of talked about already. I forgot to change this though. Let's just get rid of that. Let's move this to 34. We can get rid of this since we all know Udro's already gone and that Biggie / Power E will be leaving. That's all we got. Jesus. There we go. So, for the New Beginning in USA show, we'll just start from the top bottom since we're not going to do some big reveal as far the for the graphics and whatnot. Main event, IWGP United States title matchup, Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito. Very, very excited to see how this plays out, as this is going to be a big time matchup for Kenny. I'm very nervous about this match though, as Omega has like 50 more pop than him in the US. And because he's on loan and not like a talent trade, I think even if we did do a talent trade, he would still have creative control. He has creative control. So if he does not want to lose, which, we might have to give the belt to Kenny Omega. We might have to get strong-armed into dropping the belt off Tetsuya Naito. Would be very, very devastating. But, yeah, that's going to be a huge-time matchup there. As our co-main event, Young Bucks versus Hiroshi Tanahashi and Katsuyori Shibata. And, really having, like, the Bucks, basically Elite as a whole, main event and co-main. I think that's a great idea. Kind of gets everybody back into, like, the good graces of New Japan. As far as the Gaijin fans, I think it's going to bring in a lot of interest, definitely to the shows. As then after that, we have another tag match. It's Joe Doring, Shotaro Ashino of Task Force Death, taking on Shingo Takagi and Sanada. As, obviously our heavyweight champion and Intercontinental champion in Shingo Takagi and Sanada against the former tag team champions in Joe Doring and Shotaro Ashino. So Joe Doring, he has already beaten Sanada in the past during the, no, it's not Sanada, rather, as I got it all mixed up, as Joe Doring, rather, has already beaten Shingo Takagi during the G1. So if he gets another win here, he definitely can sit in a great spot as far as getting a future title match. Now, what's interesting about Shotaro Ashino, obviously, him and Shingo, if he is the one to beat Shingo, that would give him a future title match. But also, if he beats Sanada beat him during the G1 last year. So you have a lot of different kind of variables there. But definitely Shingo and Joe Doring, as far as, they have their history, and you could definitely see that being a thing in the future. As, and then we have Never Openweight title matchup, Pac, Power E. Obviously, we know how that's going to go. As far as, he's leaving, Pac's going to get the Never Openweight title. I'm very excited to see how that plays out. As, Hiromu and Bushi versus Brody Lee and Black Taurus. As, we have LIJ and Dark Order, Brody Lee and Hiromu, obviously very different, like, statured men in that one. They've had matches in the past, and this, obviously, Hiromu Takahashi, a former Intercontinental Champion, looking to make that next step, maybe even to heavyweight title matchup, or a U.S. title matchup, maybe looking to maybe, if he's going to just keep on chasing Tetsuya Naito, and he's going to get another belt off him like he, when he beat Naito for the Intercontinental title. Just kind of funny little thing there. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of, a fun little match, and Brody's probably going to bring that match to a higher level because really nobody in that match has a lot of great pop in the U.S., so that's going to be a lot of fun. Then, New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup, Sheamus versus Tomohiro Ishii. Sheamus, of course, had the big, surprise as the big, mystery person to take on Miro at the Royal Quest show. So Sheamus getting another opportunity here against Tomohiro Ishii, the new champion. He's been the champion, obviously, since Wrestle Kingdom, so we'll see how Ishii does, if he can get his first defense, or will Sheamus get a huge win there. This is a big-ass 10-man tag, and not only just a big-ass 10-man tag, United Empire, Zack Sabre Jr., has stated that there's going to be a mystery partner, a part of that 10-man matchup, and there will be a new member joining the United Empire. So that's exciting. We'll see who the new guy is. And our junior heavyweight title matchup, which I forgot to put in front of that, Robbie Eagles, Akira Francesco versus Alex Shelley and Kaji Tamato. As obviously that's going to be a lot of fun. Liberty United's tremendous. Alex Shelley's phenomenal, and I think, but in a setting like this where they're going to be the technical masterclass, open up the show match, I think they are in a great spot to where Shelley can really show off his strengths and really kind of bring that match to the forefront. As that is all we'll talk about as far as we'll go through the New Beginning in Sapporo and Osaka shows once we get there. But now let's go on to the New Beginning in USA shows. Oh, they have us at Mid-South venue. That's interesting. I really don't know where we're going to run this show. I would have assumed Southwest, just because, that would probably been the best way to go about it. We might go somewhere else, though. I guess I never really put too much thought into that. That would be kind of fun to kind of run a different venue. Paul London, as he gave the locker room a lift, as he unveiled a series of spot-on impressions of some of his colleagues there, as Tomohiro Ishii and Tomoya Harada, as Ishii passing on tips on selling to his protege, Tomoya Harada, who we need to do a lot more of. Tomoya Harada's the man, and I just feel so bad that he's kind of slotted in a weird little spot, but that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. So, Tri-State will have 13,000. That's awesome. I know we just ran the Garden not too long. 12,000. And Southwest, I'm assuming the Cow Palace could probably fit that. Yeah, I mean, we could run the Cow Palace. We'll pick that for now. Northwest would be kind of... Yeah, we only have 5 things. Yeah. So, really, I think our options... I guess that does make sense. If they did run Texas, that one, the G1 show where they actually... the kickoff show where they actually did block matches. They had the Tanahashi Okada match. That was in Texas, so I guess that does make sense. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna stick with where we're at. As far as having the Cow Palace, 16,000. We'll obviously not draw that many. It'll be around 12,860, maybe a little less because I don't think we're using Okada, so it'll be a little less than that. Which is one of the things we're not using Okada, but that's just kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I mean, I think I think it'd still be fine. It's no big deal. And so let's go on with this show here. I know I kept on hitting the wrong goddamn thing. It's our main event. Can you make it? Tetsuya Naito. Yes, Tetsuya Naito will hopefully be beating him. Ooh. Nice little wipe of the brow. I was freaking out about that. I was like, man, if he's not gonna lose, what are we gonna do? Boy, oh boy, thank God he's gonna lose though. As our co-main event though, the Bucks will lose again. This is a funny little show because here we're banking on everyone coming up to see the Elite, and then they're gonna lose. So that's just kind of funny way of going about it. I thought about it. Bucks maybe beating Tanahashi and Shibata, but it's just I feel like Tanahashi and Shibata could be a fun little team if we really get them going. And Tanahashi's going to win and beat Nick Jackson. And what I'm going to do, as far as a post-show thing, as Naito doing his send-off, Naito sends off the crowd at the Cow Palace. gets challenged by Hiroshi Tanahashi. As Tanahashi is going to challenge Tetsuya Naito, as he kind of talks about how his plan coming back was to get a U.S. title match against Kazuchika Okada. That was the plan. He had beaten him, and he was wanting that title match. And obviously, Naito beating Okada, he feels like he still should be the number one contender, and Naito gives him that. So that is going to be our main event for, I want to say, Sapporo. Now I want to double check and make sure. That will not be the Sapporo main event. That is the Osaka main event. I'm glad I looked that up. So yes, it will be the New Beginning in Osaka main event. So that's fun. But I would like to maybe do something with the Elite, maybe a post-show, press conference thing where just like, we wanted to win, and especially for the Bucks, I kind of see a distraught, Matt and Nick Jackson, because they were always like, kind of too cool for school type of like any, that they don't really bothered by like wins and losses. But I want them to really show that this was going to be a huge deal, like being able to not only perform at the Cow Palace, but if they were able to get like the IWGP Tag Team titles, belt that they have won now twice, and as far as it's so synonymous with Japan, but to have their family here, to have that moment to share with their family, and to come short to that, I think that would have been a pretty touching moment. Yeah, let's do that. I think that adds a little, I guess that humanizes, I think, the Bucks more than anything with that post show. Because Omega, it sucks, but he definitely feels still vindicated that he's beaten Ibushi, and that's kind of his big thing. It's really the Bucks that this really affects more than anything. But we'll just say post-show press conference, the Elite. I'm an idiot. I forgot that had to be all. I got so just wrapped up in like, let's get this thing going. But everybody on entertainment, fun stuff. I think it's gonna be a banger of a match, though. Obviously, Omega and Naito. I don't know as far as in the States how it's gonna go. I'm a little nervous about this match being in the States too, because Shibata has I think 17 pop in the U.S. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, but that's the way she goes. As then the Joe Doring, Ashino, Task Force Death, Shingo Takagi, Sonata matchup. As Ashino will be beating Sonata, as 26 minutes. So with this, obviously, we're gonna have at the Sapporo show, we're gonna do Sonata, Shotaro Ashino, but we're also gonna have at the main event of that show be Joe Doring and Shingo Takagi. We could probably do something here at this show, but as far as like another post-show thing, but I think it goes without saying here. Never openweight title matchup though. Pac in Power E. I think everyone knows. We all know where. Oh, I literally was adding it like I didn't have it here. What a goof. I'm all over the place as Shibata's the agent, just a king. So Pac's gonna get the win in 22 minutes. Some great stuff down there, but afterwards, gonna have an interesting thing to see as far as with Power E. Shelton's out there, Yehai's out there, Myron Reed's out there, King Mo. Trying to think. Oh, Darius Lockhart. I think that's everybody. As the Foundation, they pick up their champion. They hold his hand still high, still representing Black excellence. And I think a lot of people would probably maybe suspect like, oh shit, the turn's coming, but it's like, no, the turn's not coming. Foundation, hold Power E up high. Because I think we've done so many turns and all that within the past couple of months, especially at the Dash show and all that. I think it's important to show, Power E still, strong with the Foundation, and I think that's the story that should be told here more than, they turn on him and like they keep going without him. It's like, no, they're going to be heartbroken when he's gone. They don't want to see him go. Type of story there, really. So Hiromu and Bushi versus Brody Lee and Black Taurus. As Black Taurus will be beating Bushi in 20 minutes, this will lead to a singles matchup between Brody and Hiromu. That will be taking place at the New Beginning in Sapporo show. So that's going to be fun. There we go. As far as for that matchup. But Black Taurus, I love Black Taurus. It's nice to see him get a win there. And then Sheamus, Tomoishi, New Japan Strong, Openweight title matchup. You know, it pains me to do this. Yeah, he's been champ for like almost a month. Not quite, though. You know, be a couple of days shy. Let's take a look and see. Obviously, because it's TEW and it's, you know, it's basically 28 days in a month. So it's going to be a little shy of that. It's going to be about 20, yeah, it'd be a 23-day reign. Not going to have any defenses. It's wild to think that it just in our, you know, the belt, November 2020, and now we've now had, as far as, Zach's been the only two-time champ, but we've had, so that this will be another champion added to that list in Sheamus. I just feel like Sheamus, he needs something, you know, he needs to make a splash, and he'd be a great representation as a strong openweight champion and give him something to do. I love Tomoishi, love him to death, obviously, but I just feel like that's the necessary thing to do. And we find out the mystery man. Who's joining the United Empire? It is Josh Alexander. Love this tandem, you know, joining the United Empire. Zach, because you could have him and Zach team, which is great. You could have him and Okan team, which is very fun. You know, I think him and Corey Jarvis could be fun, obviously. And even him and Gresham. Like, I just feel like he works so well with a lot of guys. He's going to get the win, too. Beating a House of Torture guy. Beating Brody King. You know, we'll add Josh to the stable now. Because I just feel like that's the best way to go about it. Now, what's interesting, though, is Daniel Garcia will not be joining him. I just feel like he's not really needed for United Empire. I think having Josh Alexander be the guy that Zach is like, he's like, this guy can fucking go. Like, we still haven't done the Blast-Off graphic either. It's a mess right now. We have a lot of things to do with this series. We really got to get a hold of it. It's kind of the downside sometimes when you have so many series going on. It's like, oh shit, I actually got to do things. I got to, you know, things I got to get done, and I got to make time. As Alex Shelley will be getting the win for the Liberty United team, and they will retain their junior weight tag team championships. As yeah, that's a great win for Shelley and Kaiju D'Amato. That will be their second defense. Yep, just wanted to make sure. Good stuff though. I think that's a fun opener. I really love this show. To be honest, I love this show. I think there's a lot of high points, a lot of ebbs and flows. We got some new champs in Pac and Sheamus, you know, so that's really cool. And I thought about maybe putting Sheamus in Task Force Death too. That was an idea, but Task Force Death is just so crazy and big. And I think this is a great story too, as far as that we'll be telling more at the Sapporo show and the Osaka show with Task Force Death, because obviously they were at their the wits ends at each other. You know, they had to have some pull aparts. A lot was going on. A lot of big personalities, and it wasn't really going their way. They were losing their belts, but you see they're bouncing back. You know, Pac's got his never openweight title now, and you know, Ashino's got an opportunity. Joe Doring's got an opportunity to really shock the world. A lot of opportunities still for Task Force Death. It's not over for him. I would like to maybe do a couple of pre-show matches. Just I don't know, because just we could do it. Really more than anything. There, I'd like to see probably Roppongi 3K potentially, as far as Show and Yo, if we can. I think. Oh, that's right. Yo is still hurt. So we'll do Show and Rocky. And I was thinking either Narita and Watto, or just Watto and Taguchi. Probably just Watto and Taguchi, to be honest. Oh, that's right, they don't work well as a team. Jesus, as we still got to get rid of Dominic Guarini. We got rid of Filthy. Oh no, Filthy. That's right. We're gonna drop out Filthy Tom, but we are just gonna get rid of Guarini because really we can't really drop him out. So just kind of is what it is there. We'll go with Rosser and JTG on Jason Paul. So we got the Disciples of Darkness, which I love. Want to give them a win, so makes sense here. So I was waiting on this one time back in last year, February, at Strong Taping. Got a 58 when we did that there. Tankman gets the win. As a singles matchup, Ryu Lee was someone I was really hoping we could have on that show, just because he's the man. Maybe him and Shelton. That's not a crazy idea, to be honest. This could really be good on a strong taping. I think that's kind of the idea that we'll have this be. Like, it's like, oh, we're taping this for strong. That's the one thing I wish we could do. That, like, you can, like, click and be like, as far as, like, do you want to air this match on strong? Or, do you want to air this on your TV? You're like, yeah. That'd be great. But, unfortunately, we're just going to have to redo this all over again. Which, it is what it is. But it's a nice little pre-show match, at least, for Ryu Lee. Alright. Let's run the show. 67. Not bad here, as Will Hobbs and Calvin Tankman get the win, as Calvin Tankman with the Doomsday Plunge in 9:56. Good stuff. 57. For Ryu Lee and Sean Benjamin, no, they don't click. Well, that sucks. As Ryu Lee getting the win in 17:51. He did outperform Sean Benjamin, though. So 67 for our opener, as Alex Shelley and Kaji Yamato of Liberty United. Getting the win is Alex Shelley with the Shirin Yu in 16:19 over Francesco. That's some good stuff there. Robbie Eagles outperformed Kaji Yamato, just Francesco a little far behind. 70, though, for the Big Ten man. Yeah, Josh Alexander, I mean, he did pretty well for himself. He was, weirdly, I thought I was going to do a little bit better. That's right, he's injured. That's right. Completely forgot about that. It's like, he probably would be, even better. As far as a big toll, and he's still doing a 52. That's not bad. Almost outperformed Drew Parker. He killed, Brody King. But Josh Alexander with a TKO over Brody King in 13:38. That's a great win for the United Empire. Obviously, two stables that are, kind of as far as, like, the newer-ish stables of New Japan. Well, not now. Now Blast Off is, and in Flight Club, but they were, at one time, they were the 2021 flavor of the month, as far as for the stables go. But, yeah, I mean, I think this is a win-win situation. Gives Josh Alexander something to do, and improves United Empire, and I think all in all, we had a great little match here. Zach killed it, though, in an 85. And Gresham, too. Gresham, second best guy in the match. Jonathan Gresham might be a great New Japan Strong Openweight champion. But speaking of that match, this is a match that I would have loved to have seen kind of like during the prime, never Openweight years. But this would still be a fun... It'd be a unique match, because obviously Sheamus would tower over poor Tomohiro Ishii, but I think it would be a great match. They would beat the shit out of each other. But Sheamus with the Celtic Cross in 1933 over Tomohiro Ishii, as Ishii does outperform him, which is pretty incredible for this not to be in Japan, and him outperforming him. But yeah, that was a great match. 78, we'll gladly take that. So 79 for the next matchup is obviously the Brody Lee Black Taurus teaming that I've always had a soft spot for, as Black Taurus beats Bushi there. It's a fun tag match, and obviously leading up to a Brody Hiromu singles matchup. 88, unreal, for this never openweight title matchup, as Pac getting the win with the corkscrew shooting star press over Power E, and he gets a 90, a 77 for Power E. I mean, yeah, Pac as the never openweight champion is going to be very unique, because it's a different type of matchup. First of all, him just beating Power E in itself, a traditional junior beating a muscle heavyweight, guy like that. I think that definitely solidifies. Not only did the G1, him getting some wins over some heavyweights, but now he's definitely like arrived as a guy who's looking to make that same transition that so many great juniors have done into the heavyweight division. So that's a great opportunity there. Yeah, the ankle wasn't that great, but I think it was needed. 76 though for Joe Doring and Shotaro Ashino against Shingo Takagi and Sanada, as Shotaro Ashino pinning Sanada with the T-bone in 26-29. It's pretty good stuff. Shotaro Ashino, best guy in the match. It's not the worst guy in the match, so I feel like that made sense. 78 for our co-main event, as the Bucks against Hiroshi Tanahashi and Katsuyori Shibata. Tanahashi and really everybody. Nick Jackson was the best guy in this fucking match, which is awesome, but Nick takes the high low in 23-23 to Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's their first defense of the heavyweight tag team titles. So our main event, it's an 89. Kenny Omega and Tetsuya Naito, as Naito makes his first defense of the U.S. title, as in 35 minutes. Naito and Kenny Omega have a superb wrestling matchup. Just some decent crowd reaction now, but Naito gets outperformed, but I still think, Kenny Omega, what we've done bringing him in, he's had, some big-time matches, obviously. The match with Okada in the States, match in Japan with, obviously, Ibushi at Wrestle Kingdom, but also now, it's funny, Omega's lost in most of his U.S. appearances, but he won in Japan, so it's just kind of maybe some backwards logic booking, but shout out Kenny Omega for taking some losses, as Tanahashi challenging Naito for the Osaka show, Naito accepts, and the post-show press conference from the Elite. Some fun stuff there, yeah, 87, we'll gladly take that. Nice that the main event was the best thing on the card. We are going to give some love to Kenny Omega, even though he's not our guy. It's still just like, hey, thanks for putting him over, we've really been, he's been a real trooper for us in more ways than one. Gonna give some love to Naito for his performance, and then Pac, obviously, I mean, he killed it with his performance as well. Yeah, so maybe Nick Jackson, actually. He did great in his matchup. Hell yeah. Alright, as now we get to talk about the New Beginning in Sapporo and Osaka cards. As there is a couple of fine tuning we have to do, so we'll stop the recording and we'll be back to showcase the card. Alright, here is the cards. As the first one, the New Beginning in Sapporo show, which is happening in 3 shows, because there's 2, as far as the first 2 Road to New Beginning shows, and then we have Sapporo, and then days 3 and 4, then Osaka. As, of course, the main event, Joe Doring, Shingo Takagi, makes sense. Same thing for Torishino and Sonata, that makes sense. And Hiromu Takahashi and Brody Lee, that's kind of all the matches that we figured out because of, the USA show. As for the rest of the card, so a New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup, Hayato Tamura taking on Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. So, Tamura, I felt like we need to give him something because he won the Battle Royal, and at first I was like, do we give him like a never openweight title match? It's like, that might be a little too much for just a Battle Royal. So I felt like the New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup, I think that's a great kind of starting point to have. Be like, hey, you win the fucking Battle Royal, you win the New Japan Rumble, you get the New Japan Strong Openweight title match. Which is kind of a weird kind of prize, but I think it still could be a pretty fun match, though, in Sheamus and Hayato Tamura. As a Never Openweight 6-man tag title matchup, I forgot to put the fucking team in there. But we're going to go with I want to say I had Dark Order in there. Now I'm kind of second-guessing myself. So we'll just kind of leave that still as blank for now, but I'm almost 1,000% positive I had Dark Order over there. We'll just keep it going. But there will be a New Japan Never Openweight 6-man title matchup. Then we're going to have Naito and Bushi against Hiroshi Tanahashi and Liani Fujinami. Obviously, we know Tanahashi and Naito's happening at the Osaka show, so we'll be doing that there. And then a 6-man of Death Triangle and Flight Club. Excited to see how that goes. And in a tag team matchup to kick off the show, United Empire, Great Okan, Katsuki Kitamura taking on the Super Iron Destroyers. So yeah, I think it's, as far as like, Hayato Tamura and Sheamus being like a pretty highly billed match on this card is pretty nuts. But, I love the main and co-main as far as that story, LIJ, Task Force Death, keeping that going. And also throwing Brody Lee in there and Hiromu. Brody kind of having a big-time matchup here with Hiromu. And also, Hiromu wanting to have a big win, maybe potentially over Brody Lee. And maybe to, potentially get another Intercontinental title matchup there. But, as you see, at the New Beginning in Osaka show, Brody Lee will be winning, and Shotaro Ashino will be winning, so we're going to have Brody Lee and Ashino for the Intercontinental title. Just felt like that made sense. I felt like Hiromu getting another title match a month afterwards might have been a little too soon. So there is that. As we're going to have a tag match because we're doing Tanahashi and Naito. It felt like we could do Shibata and Ibushi, two people rather, who have teamed with Tanahashi in the past year or two, as they're going to take on the team of Sanada and Shingo. So Shingo and Ibushi, they have a unique history as far as G1 Climax matchup. Ibushi beat him, so you have that. And of course, with the impending New Japan Cup after that, that's an interesting matchup because Ibushi could get a huge win there over Shingo, or Shibata could get a huge win over Shingo. And that could lead up to a future title match without even have to worry about the cup. So that's a big time matchup there. And obviously Shingo wanting to, knowing he's going to have a month off, looking to probably get a big time win there, and we'll see how that goes once we get to that show. As then we're going to have a never open weight title matchup as Hayato Junior Fujita taking on Pac. Felt like Flight Club Death Triangle makes sense to do Hayato Junior Fujita against Pac. This would be an awesome match, honestly, if they were to ever do it. But as far as what I was thinking, they had a block match in the Best Super Junior one year, but off the top of my head, I'm going to say they did not. They might have, though, and if they did, I might have to either watch that or rewatch that, because I'm pretty sure they might have. Now I'm second guessing myself. Pretty sure they have. If not, it would have been awesome, because it would have been early, like 2010s, 2011s. Because I know Omega and Fujita had one, and yeah, I want to say who else was in that block with him. And either way, it's that should be a fun match though in the series. We're gonna have a tag match of Task Force Death and Chaos, Kenta Kingston versus Kazuchika Okada and Riishi. Love that matchup. It's pretty low on the card, to be honest. It probably should be after Pac and Hayato Fujita Jr., but I didn't want to have two non-title tag matches back-to-back like that, so I just felt like this was the best case scenario there. As never openweight 6-man tag team title matches. So after House of Torture retain, they're going to take on the United Empire team, which probably we could have probably done this at the Sapporo show and then had whoever wins out of that at the New Beginning in Osaka show, but I felt like this kind of made it flow a little better. That's going to be Zach, Josh, and probably Okan. Might be Gresham. We'll see. But we're going to have a 2v2v2 matchup, a junior tag matchup, Top Flight, Lucha Brothers, Golden Dragons. That should be a lot of fun. And the opener will be the Super Iron Destroyers against the Disciples of Darkness in a tag match for Super Iron Destroyers. They keep opening up the show. Obviously, you see United Empire and Super Iron Destroyers opening up the first night. It's kind of weird they're going to open up the second night, but just felt like this is kind of the best card we could have. It is getting tougher and tougher to get an 8-match card together because there's some big names that are just haven't really been featured a whole lot at the same time during these shows, and we got to keep that in mind as well. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good card. As far as what's the better one, probably the Osaka card, which that was on purpose. I wanted the Osaka card to be better than the Sapporo card. But it's still a very good card. I think Hiromu Brody's going to be great, and I think Sanada and Shota Ashino should be a banger of a matchup, and they still should be two very good shows. But if I had to pick, I would probably say that New Beginning Osaka show will be better. As let's also, it's gonna get spoiled, so we might as well show it. We have two signings, big ones. I mean, literally the two biggest signings of the series so far. The first one is this man, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Waited a long, long time to sign this man. Been waiting and finally get him. We'll go with this picture. How fun. But yeah, Bryan Danielson, American Dragon, peak excitement. He's going to be an interesting one, because I think I want him to either be a surprise guy in the Cup, which would be pretty nuts, or I wait until the G1 and he debuts in the G1. That might be what we do, have him work AEW, and I think that's what we would do. If that's the first plan right now. Second guy, a return. He's back. He's back from vacation. He's going to get thrust very quickly into a program, and I think everyone kind of can assume where that program is probably going to go. He's got a a couple of guys that he has some history with. And there's some people in this organization that have been wanting to destroy New Japan from the inside. Like this guy, and, and this guy, and this guy. So I just feel like that's the story. And this guy might be an Intercontinental Champion very soon. So, and he made that belt matter. So it just feels like that's a natural story. And it's a story that writes itself, so for the most part. But yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. And we can run this first New Beginning show, Road to New Beginning show. Right to Yokohama, we'll probably change that. Couple Milano Collection AT, and Yasu Takayana is passing tips on selling to Yano. So I'd like to get the Young Lions involved as much as I can. Probably won't run Kanto, we'll probably save that. Well, actually... Because, we'll have Sapporo. So, I guess we can run Kanto. Because, I kind of want to run. But I think we're going to have either this be at the Pepe Dome, either Sakura Genesis, or Wrestling Dutaku. Either way. So, I guess... Really doesn't matter. That's thinking too far ahead. We'll just... we're making this way harder than it needs to be. For the first show, it can literally be at this small hall. Like, who cares? Who cares? It's fine. So with that, being said, I want to make sure that... really the big thing that we're building towards is probably Tamor and Sheamus, weirdly enough. And also, if we're going to do Dark Order... any type of Dark Order teaming in House of Torture, we should do that as well on this show. But yeah, I think also too having the Naito. We just got a lot of stories really to tell for the most part. Is how I would describe this. First one, we'll go with the Shingo, Sonata, Bushi, and then with Joe Doring, Torishino, and we'll go Phoenix, because that will probably make that the best match we can do. I think everybody knows how this is gonna go. Actually, we're gonna have Joe Doring get the win. Actually, he can beat Bushi. So as far as I think Satoshi Kojima with Tamura, that just kind of writes itself. So for Sheamus, his partner's an interesting dilemma. Because it's like, well, you gotta really pick someone that really fits the bill. So it's gonna be Filthy Tom Lawler, just because he's just kind of a guy without a country, in Filthy Tom Lawler. So I think it just kind of makes sense there. Sheamus can beat Kojima, unfortunately. That'd be a pretty awesome match, though. If you could get, like, prime All Japan Triple Crown champ, like mid, 2003, 2005 era, Satoshi Kojima against, really prime Sheamus, they would beat the fuck out of each other, and it'd be pretty electric. This might even... I don't know where I want to put this match, to be fair. Now, I'm kind of second-guessing if that should be a little lower on the card, a little higher on the card. We'll figure it out, though. I know that much. So I'd like to see Flight Club. So this could be... so, Flight Club. Top Flight. With, of course, Fujita. We're going to use... That's a good question. We'll kind of go back to that. But we know we want to have the Lucha Brothers. If we can. Oh, that's right, we can't. Let's go ahead and put them over there. Brothers. As Pentagon Jr. Pick. And then we'll go with Kingston over here. And teaming up with Hayata Junior Fujita in Top Flight. we'll go with... Yeah, it's tough. Tough. Well, actually, we'll go Power E. I think that story writes itself. Former champion. I think that just it makes sense. So we're gonna have Kingston beat Power E. Since he's gonna leave tomorrow, might as well, right? Might as well try to make a fucking guy. Oh yeah, but we're changing this. So instead of Phoenix, we can either go with Homicide, which is not great. Shota Umino, which is even worse. So we'll go with Homicide. The thing that as far as a program that I wanted to implement, but really felt like it was an awkward position, and that's Blast Off, with Astronauts and Jason Lee. At first, where the United Empire and Super Island Destroyers match was, I was going to have Super Island Destroyers or even United Empire against Takuya Nomura and Fuminori Abe. I just felt like it wasn't necessary, and I wanted to keep like 4 title matches on each card. So there's that. So we might, just a possibility, we might switch out the 6-man that's happening in the United Empire in House of Torture. We might do that on the Sapporo show, and then the Osaka show, do something with Jason Lee in a junior title matchup. I kind of want to go away from that because we already have 3 singles title matches on that card, so would be, but I don't know, we're in a really tough spot, to be honest, with a lot of that. But we'll make it work, though, I think. We might have that be, as far as the challengers. That might not be a bad idea, to be honest. Have Jason Lee. It's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. So we'll go Jason Lee, Takuya Nomura, Fuminori Abe. And we'll go with Jay and House of Torture 2. Ishimori and Parker. We might go, we actually might go Brody King and Miro. I kind of like that a little bit more. Somewhat, the never overweight 6-man champs. I don't know. I feel like this should be like Steal the Show, maybe, and it can work. But we're going to have Takuya Nomura beat Brody King. Because Nomura's the man. Nomura's awesome. So there we go. Hey, we got to figure it out. Blast Off. Getting an opportunity. So we'll bump this. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good top 4. It's as good as it's gonna get. Type of thing. As yeah, I mean, it's crazy how we're throwing a lot of like young dudes on that card as far as like big opportunities, like Tamura's getting a title match, Blast Off getting a title match. Obviously, Jason Lee's already a junior champ, but still, in that same breath. Let's see, because we could even do maybe at the Cup, do like Jason Lee and against like Ishimori or Drew Parker. I think that's probably a story that could be told and makes sense. But for the rest of the card, I don't know why I picked a singles match, but since we're here, we might as well stay with it. As let's get Taguchi a win over a young lion. Yeah, Yazutaka. Sure. 10 minutes. Taguchi getting the win. All is left. Man. And the next one, I'll have another singles match. Just trying to look and see. So Francesco maybe could use one. Josh, Josh Alexander is the new member of the United Empire. That could be fun. He can beat either Oiwa, Fujita, maybe, even maybe even returning as far as like former young lion like Uemura. Yeah, let's just go with Yuto Nakashima because he's still in his rookie year, so it's fine. We really took our sweet time for this episode, but that's okay. We got a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. As far as this part, for sure. Oh yeah, we need to talk about class. Whoops. Looks like it's gonna be this. Whoops. Didn't think that one through. What an idiot. Sure, slow build with a young lion. Sure. 40 for Josh Alexander. Yeah, they have good chemistry. Just Josh Alexander not really over enough. But 58 though. Now that he's not injured anymore. That's a it's not a bad little opener of a tour show. 56 for Taguchi and Yano. Taguchi with a vertebreaker, dead 14. That's a big pop. 8-man Task Force Death against Power E and Flight Club. It's Kingston with a blackout lariat over Power E. It's a great win for Kingston. He gets a win over an established guy. Boy, Hayato Junior Fujita was not quite ready. He was not quite ready to get a big time match here against Pac. I don't think. Stairs almost got hurt too. 60. Jason Lee with bicep contusion. That sucks. Jay White, though, killed it. Jason Lee, though, I mean, really, the super push to the fucking moon, kind of paying off. He did really well for Blast Off. It sucks that Takumi Nomura is the worst guy, but he gets the win, though, with the Tarantula over Brody King in 13:33. 64 for Sheamus. Filthy Tom Lawler against Hayato Tamura. And Satoshi Kojima, Sheamus, the Celtic Cross. Yeah, that went about as good as it would have probably went there. 76 over the main, we get saved. As Bushi taking the Revolution Bomb from Joe Doring. Probably should have had Homicide take the fall there, but that's okay. Some great stuff, though. Sonata Shingo, obviously a good little pairing. Obviously the heavyweight champ and Intercontinental champion. Challengers getting the win. 72. Some good stuff. All right. Well, you got saved by the main, that's for sure. It's on to day 2. All right. It's the guys in Tokyo. Senda Deora and Raishi Tanahashi's. Senda Deora spot for Wrestlers Court, accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner, the judge. Richard Tanahashi found no guilty and sentenced to rather pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. So I think the big thing here that I would like to see as we have our final show before we have our New Beginning in Sapporo show, is really kind of focus on maybe, because we really have built, I think, the top 3 matches pretty well. And also Sheamus, Tamura to a degree. Maybe have Blast Off get another win to kind of build up the House of Torture. We did do, as far as weirdly enough, we did a United Empire tag match main eventing the previous Strong taping we just did. So, maybe something there, as far as that goes. Really the big thing is I'm just trying to get guys who are not on that main show. So someone maybe like a Kazuchika Okada, as far as kind of thinking ahead, maybe building towards New Beginning in Osaka, since that's the, show that we need to really build towards. I would like to see Top Flight get a win. As far as if we'll see what junior team they could beat, and it kind of makes sense. Because I know we just, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, God bless them, they've lost a shit ton. It seems like we've really put them through a bit of the ringer. Yeah, because at the previous Strong taping, the week before this last one, we had them lose in the 6-man, and I think that would make sense to have this be a tag, and obviously they're gonna get the win in Top Flight, as of course Dante being the man gonna get the win again. The next one, since we got Golden Dragons, maybe a lucha matchup. That's always a good idea, it seems like. We might go to Gucci and Wado here. Might even do Robbie and Francesco. It's kind of weird because obviously we just had them have a title match, so maybe not. Ooh, I don't really want to do Drew and Ishimori. It's a tough choice. Tough choice. Actually, I think we're going to go with the Foundation. I think we're going to go with Myron Reed and Fred Yehi. Really showcase those guys, and flex that muscle a little bit. Because they're great. They just need to get over more. Which is not going to help them here, unfortunately. But this should still be a pretty good match, as we're going to have Samurai Del Sol beat Myron Reed. But yeah, Fred Yehi's the man. There's a lot of great guys in this match, but they're just not over enough, unfortunately. But I think this will do better than that. So that's kind of like a good undercard stuff. We'll probably throw a Young Lion match. Maybe a 6-man. We'll go with the Young Lion class of Yazutaka Yano and Yuto Nakashima. They're going to team with Yoshida. And then they're going to take on Kosai Fujita, Oiwa, and we'll use Yui Moore for this. This match is not going to go well, since there's really no pop at all in any of this. But, it is what it is, It is what it is. We could have an undercard. Might as well actually use the people that are on the undercard. Or they're just stuck in kind of purgatory hell forever. So we're going to have Yui Moore get the win over either Fujita or Oiwa. We'll just, because we have to pick one, we'll go with that. And this will, oh my god, this is almost Eye Candy. Yeah, the Eye Candy Young Lions match. Ooh, that could have been bad. As, luckily we saw that. Fix that right away. As, yeah, I think maybe something with Liberty United. That's a good call. Have Cobb. Yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun here. Let's go Cobb in Hanare with Hammerstone. That's right, Hammerstone's still hurt. That's why we haven't really been booking a lot of Liberty United. Everybody's fucking hurt. Go away from that. Yeah, I guess, we could do... Damn, this is tough. As far as, thinking of, top matches to do, I think just something simple in the fact of maybe, a... Yeah, let's go with an Okada, Ishii, Harada. Against Kingston and Kenta. And now we could either go Shota Umino here, or we could go Homicide. Either way works. We're going to go with Shota Umino, though, just because we did help him out a little bit. So we booked Harada on the Strong taping. He beat Eric Stevenson, because really, as much as I want to get rid of those guys who are not really beneficial, they're at least, they're warm bodies to at least have people beat them, they're enhancement talent. Might as well use them, in that kind of setting in the undercard. But we are going to have Harada get the win over Shota Umino. This is going to be an interesting card, because I'm kind of don't want to go too crazy, but at the same time, we probably should be stepping up a little bit. I would like to maybe see Shibata and Ibushi rather team up, just to kind of see what they could do as a team. Let's just take a look here and see who's Great Bad Shield. Not a bad option. We still got the Gods of War for a bit of time before we job them out completely. We're slowly getting there, but they're still just kind of hanging around. Yeah, I'm really feeling like a Great Bad Shield. tandem. Just feel like that's probably for the best. We could, it's weird because Chaos doesn't really have a lot of guys either. Because I was just like, oh yeah, we can have Goto. I guess we could do Goto and Yano. Sure. This is certainly a match. So obviously, Shibata and Goto, they have their history. But we're going to have Ibushi beat Yano. Toru Yano keeps on losing, unfortunately for Toru Yano, but I feel like this is, that's a pretty okay, co-main. Not the greatest thing in the world. We definitely need a better main, though, for sure. If we want to make this, matter, we need it to make sense. I think we're going to just do a 6-man of the Bucks with Omega. Since, really, I don't really have any more plans for Kenny for a while. It's funny, he's called a bully. So we'll probably have him either win or lose. He'll probably lose. That would have been an interesting idea. Actually, let's go Blast Off. Let's go Jason Lee. And let's go Astronauts. Whew, this is a match. This is certainly a match here. Well, we could do the Elite. Have Golden Elite. Yeah, let's just do that instead. Elite are going to win here. Omega, because I think Omega's got 6 matches left on his alone. Let's just take a look here. Of course, it's not going to tell me right here. Oh, there we go. I'm an idiot. I'm blind. 4 appearances, so 3 after this. Yeah, so that's perfect. So Omega, he can beat, probably Abe. It's a good, fun little match, though. Gets, them a win. Yeah, I like this. I think this will save the show. So, we'll go with Corkin. not Ginger Stadium. Corkin. Run the show. 29 for the Young Lions with Uemura and Yoshida. Yoshida with a 48. That's the thing about Eyato Yoshida. We really got to get him a spot. Because right now he's just kind of like a filler, House of Enochiism, non-affiliate. We need to get him situated because he's pretty good. Pretty good. He's right there at average at a 48. 45. Top Flight versus Dark Order. As Dante Martin getting the win with 1340. 58 for John Silver. 55 for Alex Reynolds. Wrong team wins here, but we're trying to make Top Flight something. We're trying to make them, and elevate them with a huge win there. In another match that at least the right team wins this time. Another junior tag match. Samurai del Sol beating Myron Reed with the Rising Sun in 12:25. I feel like we're kind of in a weird state where even though we're 2 years in, we still are trying to make people better than what they are. And it's not really going well. Not really going well. 69 here, though. As Harada tapping out Yumino in 12:08. Yeah, it shows you Yumino's a 34. He's just not going to be that great. But Okada delivers in the big way, making this match worth a damn him and Kenta. And Ishii with a 64. 71, though, for Kota Ibushi and Katsuyori Shibata. As they beat Yano and Goto. It's Kota Ibushi with the Phoenix Plex, over Toru Yano in 2029. So 72 for the Golden Elite Blast-Off matchup as Kenny Omega pinning Fuminori Abe with the Kreutz Wrath. Abe was the best guy of the match. That's a tough loss for Abe, but that's a fun match, though. Fun match. Fun main event. 70. We'll gladly take that. All right, on to the New Beginning in Sapporo show now we can have the Golden Elite. That's probably going to get bumped up now. That is now probably going to go after Hiromu and Brody, maybe? Maybe before? Yeah, I think probably should go before. All right. That card just got a little bit better, so that's exciting. All right. So, yeah, they already got us at the Sapporo Dome. Perfect. So, the last New Beginning in Sapporo was a 79. So it was Ibushi and Goto, the main. Sonata Shingo, Bucks, Miro and Cobb, Shino and Joe Doring against Okada and Yoshihashi. How the tables have turned there. Yeah, I mean, we had a interesting little card. We'll see how it goes this time around. TVSI, New Japan World. So I at least have to have an 81 now, because now TVSI, it's on prime time, and not, I think we were evening broadcast before. Microphone work to Hayata tomorrow. As Satoshi Kojima being the man. God bless him. So yeah, main event. We know, Joe Doring, Shingo Takagi. Shingo's getting the win. That's his first defense. And as far as that goes, because he's in an interesting spot, because him not having a title match at New Beginning Osaka, he'll obviously have the anniversary match with presumably Jason Lee, unless something, for some odd reason, we have a title match between there. So you have that. And I just feel like this is a great little path for Shingo during his reign. As our co-main event, Satoru Shino, Sanada. Satoru Shino beating Sanada. And as your new Intercontinental Champion, short reign, of course, for Sanada. He'll have it for about a month, 37 days to be exact. He has the one defense at least, so it's not... I just felt like it was a nice change of pace, because literally, in a 2-year save, to only have 2 Intercontinental Champions is pretty awesome, but I think it's nice. It's nice to change it up, Nice to change it up. There, as, let's see here. As for, obviously, Hiromu and Brody, I'm right back to this page. As Brody beating Hiromu Takahashi. Hiromu's a little pissed. All right, so that's a tough loss, for Hiromu, but I think just kind of realistically, Brody and Hiromu, they had the singles. I thought they had a singles match in the past. They have not, because that's obviously a match, stylistically speaking, could be a lot of fun. Brody could work some smaller guys. He could definitely work like a pretty high paced style, but obviously once push comes to shove, really, the big guy's got to win here, and Brody, the big fucking ring, the exalted one, he's got to beat Hiromu Takahashi, and that will lead to the Intercontinental title match with Ishino, which we'll have post-show things to set here on this show. So Golden Elite versus House of Torture. Miro is going to get the win over Matt Jackson. It's crazy, the Bucks, we've really pushed their popularity down, which is, no surprise from how we've booked them, but, just in the past year, Matt's has went down at least 10 points in the U.S., or in Japan, rather. In the U.S., though, it also went down 10 points. Same thing for Nick. Omega's, went down, because I think he was, literally mid-80s, and now he's, high 70s. It's not great. Not great for the Golden Elite. Not great there. It's Naito and Bushi against Hiroshi Tanahashi and Fujinami, House of Inokiism, if you will. It's Bushi getting the win this time. Finally, he's going to beat Fujinami there. Giving that 20. Death Triangle. Oh, actually, I completely skipped over the strong match. Tamura and Sheamus O'Shaughnessy, as Sheamus is going to beat Tamura, but great effort, though, for our little engine that could out of Tamura. Yeah, we are going to keep that there, actually. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. So, Death Triangle, Task Force Death, Pac with the Lucha Brothers against Top Flight, Yado, Junior Vegeta, as Vegeta's going to beat Pac. We're going to let him... it's weird. I don't think I've ever tried to do a Steel the Show match that goes 20 and yet still make it be a slow-paced match. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Pac, pretty furious about that. I understand that, to be honest. And the United Rage... Katsuya Kitamura, Great O'Khan against Jeff Cobb and Toa Inare, as Jeff Cobb's going to get the win there for his team. And that is our show. I'm assuming it's going to be a sellout. Pretty close, actually. It's going to be about 43,000 because we're not using Okada, so yeah, that will be what happens there. So our pre-show. First, it's going to be a tag. Actually, we got a lot of tags. We'll go with a singles match. Yoshida can beat... Let's see. Which young lion will we choose? I think we're gonna go with Kosei Fujita. Decisive. Oh, shit. And for the next one, let's try an 8-man. I want to see kind of the rest of Chaos that we can use. So let's Goto, Yano, and we're going to use either Rocky or Show or Francesco and Eagles. We could even do a mixed match of that. We'll go with Show. Francesco's cool. Everybody's cool. As we'll go with Eagles. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll go with Eagles. See, yeah, I think Robbie Eagles will Show kind of mix and mash it a little bit. As far as who they should face, we'll go with the Young Lions. And Master Wado and Noguchi. Oh. Oh, I see. We had Toriano. I was like, wait a minute, what in the world? What the hell? I'm glad we figured that out. Good shit. As we'll go with... Man, that's a tough... you know, I guess Sho could use the win the most, so we'll give it to him. Alright. I will add the post-show stuff. So, really the big thing is Task Force Death. In that, saying, you know, what, you know, everyone thought that we were on death's door, you know, we were coming after each other. But, you know, we're family. We fight, we make up, and we still have our goal, and that is taking out New Japan. And this, you know, holds up the Intercontinental belt. It is one step closer to that. Again, you know, of reaching their goal of doing what they want to do, and that's, you know, destroying New Japan. And even though Joe Doering, you know, came up short tonight, they still, you know, Pac, never openweight champion, you know, they got, you know, some positive things going. That's kind of what they're talking about there during their press conference. As Brody Lee gets one for his big win, and he challenges Brody Lee as he challenges the new Intercontinental Champion, and also says that he's got his eyes set on the U.S. Champion, Tetsuya Naito. He's got his eyes set on winning the New Japan Cup again, this time finishing the job and beating Shingo Takagi, the heavyweight champion, at Sakura Genesis. That's his goal, you know, and that's kind of what we're talking about. Obviously, there'd be some more kind of throughout, but obviously we want to just focus on kind of the main stories. But yeah, let's run the show here. 56 for the first pre-show matchup. That's the thing about Yano and Goto. Like, they're talented. Same thing with Taguchi, Robbie Eagles, too. I mean, I love Robbie Eagles, and it's just, our roster's kind of a bit too big. We got over 100 people, and there's going to be people that are going to get kind of shafted aside sometimes, especially when you're running 8 shows, or 8 matches per show, a big show, and that, you know, that's just what's going to happen. But 40,000 strong at Sapporo. So, that's awesome. It's great business. 46, though, for Yoshida and Kosei Fujita, as Yoshida getting a win in 10:03. 62 for the opener. Sonara and Jeff Cobb. Great job there. Hey, Great Okan in the 50s. You love to see it. As Okan, sadly, though, taking the Tour of the Islands, that should have been fucking Kitamura, but that's okay. Hanari's awesome, too. We really need to give him some more stuff. But a 74, shout out Pac with a 94. And, I mean, we were talking shit on Fujita, but he delivers in this match, you know, to a degree. You know, he was the fourth best guy. It's just, it's hard to beat Pac and Phoenix. You know, that's a tough sell. But Fujita getting the one with the kid in 1949. It's a great match, though. It's a great 6-man. Well, I did not expect this to be an 88. Naito and Tanahashi with a 95 and 91. That match is going to be incredible. I mean, that's going to be awesome. As Bushi gets the win with the Ashiro, though, over Liano Fujinami. That's a good little match. 71 for the New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup, as Sheamus O'Shaughnessy beating the young upstart Heihachi Tamura. He beats the young lad there. They beat the fuck out of each other. I mean, I can't praise Sheamus. I've been wanting this Japan run of Sheamus for 10 years now. I mean, probably, yeah, I mean, 10 years, about that. Because it's definitely when all those New Japan Strong, or isn't New Japan, all the Never Openweight title matches were going on. It was like, man, he would be fucking awesome over there. Like, especially like Shibata and Goto, like they could beat the fuck out of each other. It'd be awesome. 81, one of our best Never Openweight 6-man title matches we'll probably ever see. The wrong team wins, for fucking sure, as the Golden Elite should have probably won this one, but especially with them, you know, it's just with Omega, I don't know how long we're going to use him for, so it'd kind of be weird to give him the belt and have them quickly lose it. I think if I were to give the Golden Elite a run with these belts, I'd want it to be, you know, actually a pretty long reign. Because I think they deserved it, and I think it'd be a nice change of pace there. That's a very good match, though, obviously. 77 for Brody Lee and Hiromu Takahashi. Great win for Brody. Shout out to Hiromu for putting him over. Love to see it. 84, though, for our Intercontinental title matchup, even though there's a lack of psychology on display. Still a great little match, just a tad outside that light blue area, the 85-plus category, but we'll take it. As Ashina with the T-Bone suplex, and he is your new Intercontinental champion. And our main event, also in 84, as Shingo Takagi beating Joe Doering with the Main Japan. See, yeah, Shingo, he's almost in the 80s. We're almost there. He's getting there. Post-show press conferences for Brody and for Task Force Death, which are both 68s. Yeah, I mean, it did what we needed to do. We just need to get an 81 is all we need. I did not expect Naito and Bushi against Hiroshi Tanahashi and Leon Fujinami to be the best thing on this card. I really did not. I did not. I thought for sure it was going to be Brody and Hiromu, to be honest. Or Ashino and Sonata, which it almost was. But yeah, I'm thankful that at least Shingo and Joe Doering, I was a little nervous about that one. But they, you know, answered the call for sure. Yeah, I mean, them, and honestly, Tetsuya Naito's the fucking man. Usually we would give him some love, but we just did at our previous, actually, past couple of tours, so I'll give the love to the ace. Fucking guy. Hiroshi Tanahashi's still going strong. So now, obviously, building towards the New Beginning in Osaka show, as I will catch you guys there. Alright, so for, obviously, you know, these next two nights, you know, it's this kind of the same thing with the Sapporo build-up, you know, because we already have, you know, what we want to do. You know, Tanahashi, Naito. We don't really need to build anymore. Brody and Ashino, we could build up maybe for one show. Sonata, Shingo, and Shibata and Ibushi, we could definitely build. Same thing with Task Force Death. And maybe some United Empire, House of Torture stuff some more. That's pretty much it, really, from that perspective. Small Island Collection AT passing on tips on using psychology to his protege Yasutaka Yano. Good stuff. So yeah, you know, obviously we just ran Kanto a little while ago, so we'll probably run Chubu here. Yes, old faithful, the Nagoya Congress Center. I thought, you know, that has consideration to running the Ishikawa Sports Center. It'd be, you know, a little less than half capacity, so we should probably just run a full venue, and that kind of be it. Actually, since we just ran there the last time, we'll go with this one. So, really the big thing with the Brody, you know, build, I would love to see from that. Probably, we could either do Brody and Evil against Doring and Ashino, which, that right there, I think, is a great main. We could have even made it like an 8-man, a 6-man. We could have got Kenta involved and Kingston involved, but I think just a tag of Evil and Brody against Doring and Ashino, I think that's great. Because this was, I want to say, we did a tag title match of this. I could have swore we did. Yeah, Power Struggle. So, we're going to give Brody the win here. As a poor, you know, New Beginning for Chodoring, but I think this is a great little match, though. Nonetheless. Nonetheless. Besides Evil. he's gonna bring it down a little bit. You know, the next match I would like to see what we could do with Shibata Ibushi against Sanada and Shingo. Obviously, Hiromu could use a win back. We could use Bushi there. Either way, I think it works. But we'll go with a 6-man. Yeah, we'll do the 6-man as Ibushi. And we'll go with Fujinami. Then Sanada. We'll go Shingo, Sanada, Hiromu. Obviously, I think everyone knows who's going to win here. So everyone's going to get that win back. It's going to be over Fujinami, but still going to be nice to see. One opportunity, though, for Fujinami. Talk about, I guess that would be more nepotism more than anything, but, as far as getting that opportunity, mainly because of his last name, but he is talented, though, nonetheless, as we have Shibata as the road agent. They're going to change that. But, I think that's a great main and co-main. I think that's great. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we got something a little better. I don't know. I think that's going to be pretty great. Of a co-main to have, because the Kenta Kingston potential there of chaos, it really writes itself. At least have a Lucha Brothers tag match, though. Now I'm thinking about it, that could make a lot of sense, since they could use one. Them and the Velocities, since we didn't use them. I love good Velocities matchup. They about to say 70 at the Power Struggle show, Road to Power Struggle show during the Super J. I'm about to say the Super J Cup, the Super Junior Tag League. They had a pretty good affair. Pentagon Jr., he could use a win. Fucking Pentagon. Alrighty, and maybe an 8-man. Maybe do Super Island, All Liberty United that we have. Fucking Kaji D'Amato. Alex Shelley. And then Super Adam Shores. Disciples of Darkness. We'll go with John Silver, but not Alex Reynolds. Black Taurus. Change it up a little bit. Man, this, it kind of gives me a want to see maybe them team as far as Taurus and John Silver against Tomato and Shelley, but I think that'd be a bit of a giveaway, to be honest. We'll go with... Yeah, boy, that's tough. Kind of want to give that to Dark Order. Yeah, I think... Nah, I think we'll give it to Inara here. He can beat poor John Silver. Poor John Silver. This could probably be the opener. Yeah, we'll just fucking we'll let it be. We'll let it be for now. So the undercard stuff. Let's go 6-man. Let's go with the old faithful of Tamura and Tenkoji. And then Coughlin, Connors, Fredericks. Perhaps I haven't done this before, to be honest. 10 minutes. Carl Fredericks over Oshi Tenzan. I die a little inside, but it's got to be done. Tenzan's the aging veteran. It's got to put him over. I wanted Tamura to win this match so bad for his team, though. So yeah, we just need... Oh yeah, that's right. Technical Masterclass. Almost forgot. Yano could use a win. there's a lot of people that could use a win. Makabe, Yano. Yano, I think for sure, because he's in the very cold category. We don't need that. He doesn't need it. We don't need it. He can beat Jarvis in it just be an okay little matchup here. What a interesting idea of a matchup here, of a technical masterclass setting. Because here we're going to have Toru Yano, comedy character, jokingly has, amateur background. And then Corey Jarvis, a guy who's, been, won, not only just has been it, but won a Canadian National Championship in freestyle and Greco-Roman style wrestling. And is going to lose to Toru Yano. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We're good to go, though, on this Day 3 show. Toru Yano beating Corey Jarvis. Yeah, performed him. For whatever that's worth. He gets the win, though. With a 52-55 for the sixth man. I mean, they're not a bad team, though, in the LA Dojo boys. Now, House of Inokias and boys. Scar Frederick spinning Tenzan. Yeah, I mean, 50, 49, 48. That's not bad. Not bad. 62 for this 8-man. It's Liberty United beating Dark Order. Toinare with the spinning spinebuster over John Silver. 70, though, the Lucha Brothers and the Velocities. Good stuff there. Pentagon Jr. getting the win. In 11:40-82 for the 6-man. This did very well. Good stuff there. Fujinami, worst guy in the match, though. At 81 for Romu, 80 for Kotobushi. 78, though, for our main event, yeah. Wrong thing went on last. Yep. But that's still a very good match, though. Brody Lee with the Brody Bomb over Joe Doring. Shout out Joe Doring, but part of me wishes I kind of had Evil lost, but at the same time, I think they could have used that win back, and I think it all comes back around. 77, though, for that show. And then our last Row 2 show is up next. All right, last Row 2 show. I got some Korakuen. That's pretty cool. I don't think we'll stay in Korakuen, but yeah, but I mean, I don't think we'll run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza either. Probably won't run Sapporo, obviously. Obviously, he ain't gonna run Osaka, so it looks like it's gonna be Kyushu. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I'm about to say we should probably run here. That makes it a little bit more. So yeah, but run the Akita Gate Arena. So, our strong taping main event before this show, we did Okada and Ishii against Kingston and Kenta, which obviously giving that match away on TV when we're going to do it here at the New Beginning show in Osaka. That was mainly just to kind of see how it's going to go, and also I felt like it was going to be a pretty awesome main. We probably should have done something with the Empire and House of Torture instead, but hey, it is what it is. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. But I would like to see, main event-wise, Jay White Miro versus Zack and Alexander. This probably should have been the main event instead, but hey, of that strong taping. But hey, what can you do? What are you going to do, huh? But, yeah, I mean, Zack is in a great spot where his pop's tremendous, right? 70s, 71 in America, he's tremendous. Jay White could probably use maybe a little bit of help there. They're both really over. Miro, it maybe might, I mean, everybody's over in this match but Josh. Do we have Josh beat Miro is the great question here. Because I kind of want him to, but I also think House of Torture should get a win at the same time to keep them strong. Maybe do a draw. Where it's like a double count out or something. Keep everybody strong. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. We'll give 28. Miro's pissed. It's always something. It's always something. So maybe Miro's pissed. Jay White's probably pissed too. So we'll just go ahead and keep that guy strong too. Yeah, there we go. So that's a pretty good main. Probably a co-main, actually, because we'll probably do Tanahashi and Naito. I mean, do we do the 6-man of just Tanahashi, Shibata, and Ibushi against Naito, Sonata, and Shingo? I mean, I think that's probably where we should go with this, yeah. I mean, that makes the most sense out of all of this, so. I don't know why. That was funny, the way I did that. Instead of just, dragging it over before I even moved Tanahashi, just to be like, oh, actually, we should do it like this. But yeah, this is going to be great. Now, this one should also probably be a someone should be kept strong type of match. But we're going to have Ibushi get the win here. And we're going to have Ibushi. He will be beating Sonata. Yep. Yep. Or like it or not. Like it or not. Yeah, that's a great main and co-main. Kind of want to see what Hayata Jr., Vegeta, and Dante can do as a team. Just to, hey, maybe they're a good team. Who knows? Sometimes you just gotta, try shit out. But Pac, and we'll go with Phoenix. How do we go with Pentagon? Because we know Phoenix is gonna be awesome. He's white hot, right? But Pentagon Jr., a little warm, could probably use a little win there. Yeah, Dante's neutral. So I think this is probably for the best here. Like 16. Pentagon Jr. over Dante Martin. I just think everything goes well there. And plus it builds up to their tag match with also the Golden Dragons. Which brings us to Phoenix versus Cinta de Oro. Which brings us, yeah, I mean, them not having great chemistry, or, Cinta de Oro being chilly momentum, I really want to change that. So I guess Cinta de Oro could beat Oiwa. I suppose. So here's match number 4. So I think really probably like a technical masterclass match, and I think we'll need a steal the show match. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. We will get that ready to go. So the technical masterclass matchup. I think we're gonna have United Rage against Goto and Yano. That just seems like the natural progression of what we're doing. Say they have not had a match before. So unfortunately, United Rage will lose again. Hate to do it to him, as we're going to give Goto a much needed and much deserved win. I can see Kitamura. There we go. And then for the Steal the Show match, we're going to go with a 6-man. A different type of United Empire House of Torture 6-man that we're going to see on the main show. So we're going to have Ishimori and Drew Parker, but also Takeda. And then we're going to have Gresham, Makabe, and I guess it's going to leave Corey Jarvis. I guess. I guess that will leave him. I guess we could do Miro, or not Miro. It doesn't really matter on this side. It's more on the other side. Yeah, but it's still fine. So yeah, Masashi Takeda. He's gonna beat Corey Jarvis there. Now that'd be a pretty unique matchup. Obviously, Masashi Takeda did pretty well. As an MMA fighter, especially for a pro wrestler. Like usually, 9 times out of 10, the elite of the elite of the guys that jump over from the wrestling world to the MMA world, or vice versa, even MMA guys going to pro wrestling. It's very seldom, because obviously, MMA, it's very, very tough business. Very, very, it takes the elite of the elite, really, to be great, and most of the time, the guys will have, like, a winning... Very rarely will you see someone having a winning record, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a great card, though, I think, for what we need. Let's run the show. A 50. Everybody did about the same there. Great Okan and Hiroki Goto literally did the exact same, and he was really off his game. Shout out Great Okan. Shout out as a 50 or a 37 rather. Jesus Christ, as Senda de Ora getting the win with the El Incognito Especial over Oiwa in 10:25. At least Oiwa's almost in the 30s. Long way to go, but not that far away to go at the same time. But House of Torture, United Empire, 6-man tag, Takeda over Corey Jarvis. Good stuff there. 12-20. I think what we needed, it delivered. Takeda was really off his game. He still outperformed. Corey Jarvis still did the same as Drew Parker, so he did his job. For sure. 74 here. Had a Junior Vegeta and Dante Martin against Pentagon Jr. and Pac, as Pentagon Jr. getting a win with the cross armbar in 16-18. 73 for Josh Alexander and Zack Sabre Jr. against Miro and JY. Yeah, just a little. So I don't like that it was the referee lost control. I was hoping for a double count out, double DQ, anything, but not a goddamn, referee loses control and he just calls it. Finish. 82 though for our main event. Ibushi, Tanahashi, and Shibata beating the LIJ team. I think it's the right decision though, even though it's crazy Ibushi's best guy in this match, but even though the team on the right, obviously LIJ team, is the better team, from what we see. I think this was the right decision. I think it was the right decision for sure. As we see a Kamagori from Ibushi over Sanada. But the 78 there, good stuff. 82 main event, gladly take that. And now we go to our final show of the episode. I feel like this has been the longest 6-show episode like ever. But we're finally here, and I can't wait to run the show and see how it goes. Alright, they got us in Osaka. So 82 last time we ran this show. Poor Halo tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy thing. The Romo Naito match was an 81, but then again, we had the crazy Pac Shelley match, and we had the crazy Okada Ashino match as well on this card. But this should be a banger. But I will say this, though. I completely forgot Brody Lee and Shotaro Ashino do not have great chemistry. They actually have awful chemistry. So I might flip that. I might have that be in this spot right before the co-main because of knowing that this can at least get good enough to where it'll be a solid co-main event. Sonata, as he helped create a great atmosphere backstage, and he pulled a great rib on the entire locker room and had everyone laughing afterwards. Small Collection AT has been passing on tips on using psychology to his protege Yasutaka Yano. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, unfortunately, there is really no venue big enough to run something like that. Because I want to say, as far as the Osaka Dome, which probably, which it was a. We probably should put that in there, the Osaka Dome, because even though I can't remember the last time, and maybe if ever, because Pride ran some shows there, because Pride Total Elimination 2005 happened there, and then the Absolute show happened there as well. But that's pretty much it. That was the following year, 2005, 2006. So I think that was probably the last kind of anything as far as that regards happens there. But we could probably add it to this mod, and I think it's still not a bad idea, because I want to say, I'm not sure exactly, because you could fit 55,000. I want to say, because I want to say that's in one of the mods. I want to say that's in the Noah mod, the 2011 mod. I kind of want to, can we even, we might just import it, actually. I didn't even think about that. Didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. So, let's see if we can see it. Japan. Help us out a little bit. And it should be, oh, not that many. We'll just Make it 39,000. Yep, there it is. Even though it's gonna look all weird, compared to, yeah, it's gonna have like JP Osaka Dome, but that'll work. We should probably edit the importance. I mean, fucking Pride shows happen there. Can we edit it here? Isn't it? We can't edit it here. That sucks. But we will. We will edit it, though, nonetheless, at a later date. But our main event, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito. What a match, This is going to be awesome. Naito beating Hiroshi Tanahashi, 32 minutes. You love to see it. Not the co-main event now. This is now the co-main event. Katsuri Shibata, rather. Kota Ibushi against LIJ, as Shibata will be beating Sanada. I kind of want to change that around. Let's do it. Let's change it around. Let's give Sanada a win. Let's give Shibata the loss. Huge. Huge. So now Brody and Ashino. Sucks that that's not going to go well, but Ashino will be retaining. Then I believe the Never Openweight title match is next. Yep. Pac and Hayato Jr. Vegeta is pocketing the win in 20 there. Then Kenta and Kingston against Okada and Ishii, as Okada's going to beat Eddie Kingston at the Strong taping. We had Kenta beat Ishii thanks to interference from Task Force Death. So, felt like it's nice to give them the clean win there. Never Openweight, 6-man tag title matchup. Zack Sabre Jr. is going to get the win for his United Empire, as they're going to beat House of Torture. Zack going to pin or submit Takeda. First time meeting, of course, because of Josh Huxton being a part of the new United Empire. And then so this is going to be a one fall. Winner of this faces the Junior Tag Team Champions at the New Japan Cup, the finals of the New Japan Cup. It will be Top Flight. Top Flight getting a huge opportunity, as they're going to beat the Golden Dragons, as Dante Martin's going to beat Samurai Del Sol there. And then to kick off the show, Super Iron Destroyers in the Cybers of Darkness, which, it's crazy. They were like the new teams back in 2020 that we created. And they've had 3 2v2 matches so far. And every time, and as far as their 2-1, with the Cybers of Darkness having the advantage, and them making now 3-1 here, as they're going to beat them here. CHF Cobb a little upset by that. That's fine. We might keep him strong now, I'm thinking about it. Even though he is a POS sometimes. Alright. As our pre-show stuff. Christico's back. He's healthy now. That's nice to see. Abe. We might have, we might have a 6-man as far as Blast Off. Astronauts with Jason Lee. Against the Dragon Masters / 1 or 8. As, we'll just do it like that. And Fujinami. It's a pretty good match, actually. 17, but Abe will be beating Master Wato. I'm sure we've done this before. I am sure of it. Never mind. Never mind. As then we'll have Yano and Goto beat like a Young Lion group. Yeah, Gods of War, actually. Might as well. Yano can get the win. Over, Connor. Connor Kratos. Oh. Let's just change that to... Sometimes you just gotta, randomly pick it. But we're not going to do any post-show things or anything like that this show. Let's run it. 57 for Toyano and Hiroki Goto against the Gods of War. Toyano getting the win. 65 for Blast Off against Ryusuke Taguchi and the Dragon Masters. Master Wato taking the Shining Wizard, Fuminori Abe. Good stuff. 59 from the opener. Will Hobbs, man. yeah, I mean, technical masterclass wasn't really their strong suit, but I think as a whole, I think it's still. If this was just a regular match, I think they would have probably had the better performance. But still, it's a fun match though. Just I could see now why Jeff Cobb and Dwayne are a little pissed. I could see that now. But the 74, thanks to Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. But really, I mean, Dante, yeah, he wasn't even close to Samurai Del Sol. But Top Flight getting a huge opportunity as Dante gets the win in 10:07. And 80 for our new Never Owned by 6-man champions. It's United Empire beating House of Torture. Zack Stewart Jr. pinning Masashi Kid with Saber Driver. In 1940, yeah, some great stuff there. Zack 85, of course, being tremendous. And 88 for the tag match of Kenta and Eddie Kingston against Tomarishi and Kazuchika Okada's Okada with a Rainmaker over Eddie Kingston in 27:50. 81 for our Never Openweight title matchup as Pac with the Shooting Star leg drop over Hayato Jr. Fujita. That's his first defense. Even though they don't click, it's still a 78. Shout out Brody Lee and Shotaro Ashino. It's Ashino with the Avalanche T-Bone Suplex. That's insane, as that's his first defense of the IWGP Intercontinental title. 89 for Katsuyori Shibata and I did it again. Katsuyori Shibata and Kota Ibushi against Sanada and Shingo with a match as Sanada with a rounding body press over Shibata. What a win for the LIJ team. Shout out Kota Ibushi. That's a great co-main event, but even a better main event. Wow, we probably should have gave that to Tanahashi, as what a performance. Naito really off his game. He gets carried to a 93 as Naito with a Destino in 31-41. And a sold-out Osaka Dome. 55,000 people booing this man, cheering their ace to beat him, and they come up short. But yeah, what a show. I mean, shout out Naito and Tanahashi. You would have guessed having the main event be those two. Be a good idea. Even though he was off his game, I'm going to give him some love. You know, Kota Ibushi, I think, definitely deserves it for what he's been doing. And same thing for, honestly, Pac for what, maybe Hayato Jr. I think we should spread the wealth there and give it to Hayato Jr. Fujita. Good performance. You know, he could have really sucked, but it's not bad for someone who's been out of retirement for a couple of years and now coming back. But that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.